Hi everyone, this is your girl Robin Shockley with Focus Forward with Robin on the go, because you never know where I'm going to be. I'm right here at Legacy Park in Greenville, South Carolina on the show of the Voice of Vision and Truth. It's a community give back show, and today I've got someone very special that's sitting with me today who has an amazing story, and she gives back to the community, and we're going to find out her why story, why she does what she does. Welcome to the show, Stephanie.
Thank you.
You
I
and your
appreciate
purity and pink.
it. Thank you so much.
I love it.
I'm honored.
Stephanie, tell us who you are, what exactly that you do, and then we're going to get into what your story is of why you do what you do.
Okay. Well, I'm Stephanie Boyd. I reside here in Greenville, South Carolina, and I am a breast cancer survivor. I'm working with a network called Sisters Network Inc. I'm working with my own nonprofit called Lovely Butterfly. And these networks, they are catering to cancer survivors and people that just found out that they have cancer, to try to help them, to try to comfort them, to try to help them get information that they need on their journey.
Okay, well, this is a podcast all about community awareness, and so it's good that you bring this up, because this is each one teach one, and this is what we want to do. We want to find out more about what cancer is, because some people, this younger generation, they don't even know what cancer. They just hear the word, it is a danger zone. So tell us a little bit about breast cancer.
Well, breast cancer is one of the most aggressive cancer that a woman can get, and that's what the Sisters Network is. They caters to African American women and men that have breast cancer. They won't turn anyone away. It doesn't matter your culture. Everybody is welcome, and it's just to get the information, get the knowledge out there that we need to help us, because African Americans, we're on the top of the list of getting breast cancer. We're on the top of the list of passing away from that breast cancer.
And see, I never knew that. I know cancer runs in my family. It bypassed me. I haven't, but I do, take precautions and such. But it has run in my family. Ovarian cancer, breast cancer, all that has. And so it has skipped my mother and it skipped me for some reason. But her sisters, have had it. And so it's very important that women and men get their checkups. So, but Stephanie, let's talk about, what kind of life did, before you found out that you had cancer, what kind of life did you live?
Well, I was going on with my life, doing my nonprofits. One, like I mentioned earlier, is called Lovely Butterfly. We cater to people that have lupus, brain trauma, depression, suicide, the unfortunate children and unfortunate adults, the elderly. And what we do is we go out and we love on each other. We give them gift baskets. We let them talk about what's on their mind. A lot of people don't have family to help them out. So that's what I've been doing. And in 2022, I found out that I had stage 3 aggressive breast cancer, and I'm a BRCA1 carrier.
Wow. Okay. First of all, stage 3, what does that mean?
It's different stages. When you get to 4 is the worst stage, and it's harder to treat. So I was barely caught it. So the earlier that you catch it, the better chance you have to survive.
So, and then that last word that you said,
BRCA1. BRCA1 is a gene. Everybody in the world are made up of genes. And it's this one particular gene that fights off disease. My gene that I have to fight off disease don't work. And how my disease got broken, they call it mutation, is that my mom and dad, when they get together, they have kids, one of them gene was broken. And when they got together, I got that gene.
Wow. So you were just going about doing your business and serving community, acting, because we were in a movie together, and you just living your life and such or whatever. No, you actually had cancer for that movie at that time.
Yes, the whole time I was
and you were
I was going through chemo.
Okay, so you chose to have purpose with it, and you kept living and kept going. But when you first found out, when you first realized, how did you know? Did somebody tell you, hey Stephanie, go check your body, or hey Stephanie, go do this? How did you figure that you had something going on with you?
Well, I had been getting my mammograms every year. I never skipped a year. And when COVID came, of course, you know, it was hard to get into doctor's offices. So I missed my mammogram in 2020. So when 2021 rolled around, I went to go, you know, you can't just call up and say, I want a mammogram. You go to your primary doctor and they schedule your mammogram. Well, something happened with my primary doctor. I don't know if she stopped her practice or what, but she was no longer practicing. So I had to find another primary doctor. So in the meantime, with having high blood pressure and, you know, vertigo and different things, I went to CVS, like a lot of people do, to get my prescription. And they was like, well, we need to find you a doctor. You can't continue, you know, to do that. So I did that the whole 2021. 2022 came. Finally, CVS helped me find a primary doctor. And I went to the primary doctor. I did my physical. I was getting myself caught up. That they checked my breasts and everything. 3 months before my, well, no, it was 2 weeks before my mammogram. I was sitting at home. Trying to make sure this. I was sitting at home watching TV. And when I sit and watch TV, I like to do this. And I felt a lump under my arm.
Under the arm.
Under the arm.
Wow.
So I was upset, and my fiance was like, what is it? And I didn't want to talk about it. You know, a lot of women don't want to tell nobody. They don't want to talk to men especially. So finally I told him, I think I found a lump. And he did. He reached under, he felt it. Said, call the doctor tomorrow. You're going to be fine. I did. I called the doctor. Well, first I called the mammogram people, and I said, I got 2 weeks to have a mammogram. Can I come in early? I think I found a lump. And they said, no. You got to call your primary doctor and tell your primary doctor, and then they will refer you to us early. And I did that. And they did. They found that. And what I want to tell everybody is, when you're checking your breast, everybody knows to go around the perimeter of the breast and to walk across the breast with your fingers.
Okay.
I did all of that. No one in history I have talked to told me that they was told to go up under the arm, because up under that arm, that fatty meat, when you put your arm down, all of that is part of your breast.
Wow.
And that's what it was, right there.
Right up under the arm. Because we're sitting here, this is what we do. We feel the top, or we might feel the bottom,
under,
but we don't go here.
Up under the arm. And some people think, okay, I have a bump under my arm. It could be a hair bump, you know, or something like that from shaving. You will know the difference. When you feel that hair bump and you can put your finger like around it and try to squeeze it, that's a hair bump. But when you feel it and you can't get your fingers around it, or if it hurts, then that's something else.
Wow.
And mine did not hurt.
Oh, thank goodness. So let's talk about, once you found this out and they found you did have stage 3 breast cancer, tell us what was your emotions at that time?
The first emotion was, why me? What did I do? Did I eat something? Did I drink something? Did I hit it? Was I at work? Was I smelling something? Did I touch something? First thing that most people think is to blame themselves. What did I do to cause this upon myself? So once I was told I was a stage 3 BRCA1 carrier, it's like the very next day, I was getting calls every day, 2-3 times a day. It was coming so fast. A week and a half later, I was doing chemo. After the second chemo, I was going on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays for 6 hours, I sit doing chemo in a chair.
So tell us, give us an explanation. We hear the word chemo, but those of us that are not in the medical field, or maybe those of us are not aware, like I said, a lot of this younger generation, they don't know about what cancer is. So tell us what chemo is.
Chemo is a very strong medicine that kills and attacks something that's in your body, a foreign object or foreign matter that shouldn't be there, and it kills it, it eats it, it gets rid of it. So it's according to what kind of cancer you have, according to what treatment they put together to give you. And with mine being aggressive, and I was a BRCA1 carrier, I got the strongest medicine that they had. 6 hours sitting in a chair with a port. I have a port right here. Well, it's gone now. But I had a port to where they would stick the needle in and the IV would run through my whole body. Chemo kills everything. When I say everything, there's nothing left on you that it don't kill. It can damage your heart as well. So it can damage your liver. It can damage every organ in your body.
So would you advise people to take chemo?
Now that I've went through it and the things that it did damage in my body, if I had to do it again, I'm not gonna lie, I would do it again.
You would.
And I feel like a lot of people say, well, pray about it, and you a Christian and you believe in God, and I do. And I also believe God said that his children suffer from the lack of knowledge. So he allowed all of these doctors this knowledge to help us out.
Yes.
You know, I can't be here without you. You can't be here without her or him. We're all here to help each other.
Yes.
So, yes, I would do it again. Now that I am in remission, what I have to do is eat better.
What is remission?
Remission means that the cancer is gone.
Okay.
They have no sign of it being in my body at all.
Okay.
Will it come back? It could. So my job now is to try to eat as healthy as I can, to try to keep it from coming back. And something that really makes it come back is inflammation.
Okay.
It attaches itself to stuff like we shouldn't have a lot of inflammation in our body. So it attaches itself to that, and it just goes through your bloodstream.
All right, we're going to pause right there because I want to backtrack to when you were going through chemo. Did it cause you to be sick? Did you know, I want to know what your emotions were. Were you high? Were you low? Were you, all these things, because we need to prepare people for what it, once they find this out, because it's a shock. This is a shock because you're thinking, oh my God, I got cancer, I'm gonna die. No, you're not. Look at Stephanie. She's alive and well today. But she had to go through the trauma. She had to go through the tribulation to get to the triumph. And that's what I want people to understand. Your emotions, it's okay to feel a certain way. So tell us a little bit about how these emotions were handled as far as like your sickness and your thoughts. Did it mess with your mental awareness of, knowing what was going on? What? Tell us a little bit.
To me and every other patient that I have talked to, it's more mental than it is physical. You see the physical change in your body and it messes with you mental, but like I said, you're blaming yourself, or you're trying to figure it out, or you're questioning God, like, why did you allow this? Because with my lovely butterfly nonprofit, I thought I was doing what God wanted me to do, so why would he allow this to come on me? So I was so hurt, so then I got to thinking about it. As they say, you got to go through it to get to it. So I had to go through that to be able to help you all out. So I was upset, I was angry, I cried. A lot of times I hid it from friends and family because I wanted them to think I was strong. If they saw I was weak, they was gonna be weak. And I feel like too, I think they were strong because they felt like if I saw them weak, then I would be weak.
Yeah.
One thing I did not do, I didn't lose any weight. I gained weight because I forced myself to eat. And when you force yourself to eat, you get sick. You want to throw up, you get nauseated. But I took every last one of my treatments. And when I got to the very last two, I ended up in the hospital for 8 days. I almost passed away. The chemo damaged my thyroid, so I'm still having issues with thyroids. You have glands on top of your kidneys. They look like fish eggs. It killed that, so that doesn't work. And it gives off cortisol that helps you walk and move, and your metabolism, your energy, and your thyroid's the same. So now I'm left, I wear a medical bracelet.
We're going to pause, okay? Because this is going to be, we're going to continue on. This has been so informative and so good on the Voice of Vision and Truth podcast. Stephanie has a story and she's sharing it with us. She's sharing it with the world. She wants to educate us, okay? She's just a common woman who is born for great things and purpose, but she's taken her pain and she's making purpose with it. She's taken her trials and tribulations and being triumphant with us. So we're going to take a pause, a brief break, and when we come back, I'm going to find out a little bit more about Stephanie. We're going to talk about the now Stephanie.
Okay.
You're going to give us some education on what we should do once we go through these treatments and once we go in remission. How can we stay healthy? So that's what I want us to talk about. But we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue with the Voice of Vision and Truth podcast.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Boyd, and I am the president of Sisters Network, Inc. here in Greenville, South Carolina. And we have our very first fundraiser. We went with Krispy Kreme donuts. And if you would like to get some donuts or give a donation, please call 864-908-1313 or email us at greenvillesc@sistersnetworkinc.org.
Do you have a story to bring positive impact of change to the next generation or even this generation? Contact your girl Robin Shockley on all social media platforms to tell your story on the Voice of Vision and Truth podcast. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Voice of Vision and Truth podcast with Focus Forward Robin on the go, because you never know where I'm going to be. Today is a wonderful day, fantastic day. It's a beautiful sunshiny day here in Greenville, South Carolina at Legacy Park, and I am with none other than this amazing survivor of breast cancer, Miss Stephanie Boyd. We have had a time listening and being educated about what breast cancer is. We talked about what the meaning of chemo is. We talked about the emotions that people go through during the process. But now let's talk about life after chemo. Let's talk about Stephanie today and how Stephanie is choosing to continue living a life on purpose. Because when you were going through it, you still were being purposeful.
Yeah.
Because you're a king's kid, so you know how that flows.
Yes.
But we want to talk now to help people know, one, to continue with the awareness, to know how to better take care of our bodies.
Right.
So can you tell us a little bit about life after chemo for you?
Yes. Well, life after chemo for me has been awesome. I've went through several things. First, with being a BRCA1. So life after chemo, dealing with cancer, is different for everybody. But I'm a BRCA1 carrier. And a BRCA1 carrier means I still have that bad gene, because you can't pick and pluck genes out. You can't cut them out. So I have that gene. So in my mind, every day, I'm thinking, is it gonna come back? Is it gonna show up? When I'm eating, I should eat this. Should I spit it out? Like, what should I do to better my health? So I'm finding soursop and different kind of herbs, and I'm drinking teas. I'm doing things to try to help with my health. But at the same time, emotionally, it's emotionally draining, because I'm talking to you here now, I'm thinking about it. I could be in the kitchen cooking and I'm thinking about it. Like, it's always in the back of your mind.
But because there's lots of issues that women do face and men face, that we keep things in the back of our mind. We have worry. God tells us do not fear.
That's right.
So tell us, what are things that you do to overcome that fear, to not be worried?
I'm a breast cancer advocate. So I'm out here trying to teach you guys and you and everyone about the proper way to check your breast. If you find out you have cancer, don't be afraid to talk to someone. Don't be afraid to share. Don't be afraid to take the chemo. Some people want to do herbs. I didn't do herbs. The reason why I didn't do herbs, even though I feel like God was going to save me and cure my body, is because I'm a procrastinator. I knew that I was going to eat that pork or eat that chicken. So why would I try to do that knowing that I'm not gonna do it? So like now I'm on a whole bunch of medicine I have to take every day. My hair is growing back, my eyebrows, they're trying to go back, my eyelid, everything that was damaged is trying to come back. So it's like I'm just focusing on helping someone else. So that's what's keeping me going every day. I wake up in the middle of the night to use the restroom, and I'm thinking what I'm gonna do tomorrow, what I have planned to help somebody else.
That is what I always try to teach people, just in general. I believe that you sow where you want to grow.
That's right.
You know what? So this is what Stephanie's doing. She wants to grow better as being a woman, an advocate to help the community. So she's sowing into people. She's doing this interview with the podcast. She's educating women and men about what breast cancer is. She has an organization, 2 nonprofit organizations is that she works with. One she partners with, and one is her own. So God is really favoring her, even though it looks like things could have been damaging, it looked like things could have destroyed you, but you decided to rise up and catch what was for you, Stephanie. So today, let's talk about these 2 organizations that you have briefly, and you said you wanted to read a mission statement because that was very important to you. So let's talk about that.
So the first one I have that I've had for years is Lovely Butterfly, and what I do, I cater to everybody that have an illness. It doesn't matter if they're homeless or depression, suicide, lupus, cancer, leukemia, the elderly, you know, I just love to love on people. So I go and I talk to them, I find out about their illness, I give them information on their illness, and it doesn't matter whatever they need. It's like I love, because God is love. So that's that one. But this one is called Sisters Network Inc. It's based out of Houston, Texas. The founder, CEO is Karen Jackson. She founded this because of being a 4-time breast cancer survivor. These are our little bags that we have. We have a lot of different stuff like t-shirts and stuff, but I want to read the mission so you guys will understand more about what Sister Network is. So Sisters Network Inc. mission is Sisters Network Inc. committed to increasing local and national attention to the devastating impact that breast cancer has in the African American community. And the reason is for African American communities, not trying to discriminate, is because we are on the bottom of the pole. Like, we don't go to the doctor like we should. Some of us don't have insurance. Some of us get scared. Some of us don't have family that help boost us up, you know, when other cultures do. You know, they stick together. As we know the Spanish, it could be 12 of them in one house, you know, so they stick together. We don't stick together like that. So we don't get the information that we need, like how to do your yearly checks and your monthly checks. When it comes to mammogram, we're scared because we feel like they're gonna find something. I don't want to know. So with that being said, we are at high risk of developing breast cancer, and we are on the top of the list from dying of breast cancer. Yes. So, but Sisters Network Inc., even though it's an African American network, they do not turn around away anyone. It doesn't matter. If you came and said I need help, we would help her. Also, they try to help pay your rent if your utilities or whatever is behind because you're going through cancer. They try to help with that.
How long has this been in existence?
For over 30 years.
Wow. So this has been a long term. And you know, because it's over 30 years, that means it's reaching generation after generation after generation.
And they have over 25 states that have this network, except for Greenville, South Carolina, didn't have one.
Well,
so now we do.
Here we are. Yay! Yes. I'm a big believer, Stephanie, impacting one generation to another by the positive seeds we sow today. And that's what you're doing with your nonprofits. You are sowing positive seeds into others, and that way it's going to produce fruitfulness. It's going to educate. And I said this off camera, and I'll say it on camera. I see a conference coming out of you, girl, because you have so much knowledge and the thing is, people learn by our experiences. And you know what? She has been through a thing with this. And you know what? She came out on top. And not everybody comes out on top. So they need that comforting. They need, family members need to understand what people go through, such as what we found out. You know, how you can be of help and such, and be encouragement to that family member or that friend that has suffered and going through these things. Now, if somebody wants to get connected and they want to volunteer, they want to come on board with you and say, hey, you know what, Stephanie, I believe in what you're doing. What can I do to help serve the community with you?
You can call right now. We have this number, and we're getting a new number, but call 864-908-1313 or email greenville@sisternetworkinc.org.
So if you are listening to this podcast later on, you want to make sure you go to the email, because the number will be changing. Okay, but if you know, I thank you so much for coming on here, spending this time with us. Like I said, I do see a conference coming out of you, girl. I see women joining forces with you and just helping educate. I mean, it only starts with one, guys, to light that match, to make a fire explosion of possibilities. You know, the sky is the limit. And Stephanie Boyd is proof of that, because she's taken what has happened to her and she's taken the investment into sowing into other people to educate us. And I thank you.
Thank you.
You know what, you are just glowing today in your pink. Pink is my favorite color. I love pink, and so I love all this fabulous pink going on, and some in your bling cup as well. I love it.
For me. Can I add something? Just right quick, I just want to let you know, if you're not a breast cancer survivor and you don't have it and you want to be a member, you can also be a member, because we have a non-members application.
Yes.
Like if you, Robbie, wanted to help and she wanted to do this, be part of the media, then you could do that. You could be part of Sisters Network Inc.
I love that, guys. All right, y'all heard it here, God. If you are out in the community and you're watching this podcast, especially if you are in the Greenville, South Carolina surrounding areas, and you want to partner, maybe you've had a family member that was connected to breast cancer, or they, you know, or passed away, or either, you know, they are overcome. Get them plugged in. You get plugged in. Or maybe you just want to have a part of something. You're bored and you don't have nothing going on and you don't know how to get connected. This is a great organization to partner with, you know, 2 different organizations. So kind of like with me, where I do a multiple of things and everybody seems to be tied into that. That's what she's doing. So I love it. Yes, yes, yes. And so we're going to briefly talk about, you got a fundraiser going on. And because the thing is, this is why it's important. We don't promote businesses on the show. We promote awareness. But when we are giving back to the community, that's where we can help promote that. So I want you to tell us briefly about this fundraiser that you've got going on right now, because even if the video is shown after the fundraiser, people can still make donations. They can still support. But let's talk about what's going on with the fundraiser.
So quick, we have a Krispy Kreme donuts. Everybody loves donuts. And we chose Krispy Kreme donuts first, because when you're a nonprofit, you don't profit. So you have to do a fundraiser to get the funds, to get your bank account, to get your phone, to get your P.O. box, or whatever it is that you need to keep your organization going. So we have a fundraiser, Krispy Kreme donuts. If you would like to be a part of that, or you would like to donate, you can call 864-908-1313, and we will help you get on the donut list. Donuts, we have the BOGO cards, and we have certificates and coffee. So whatever it is that you would like, or just donate, you can cash out lovely $ Lovely Creations #7.
All right, you heard it here, guys. Make that contribution, help support. I'm gonna support, I'm gonna donate, I'm gonna participate. I love me some donuts, I love me some coffee. You know, I gotta choose one of them, or you could do both. You know, make that contribution to sow into others. Remember what I always say, sow where you want to grow.
That's right.
Maybe you know, you may not have nothing to do. with breast cancer,
That's right.
but somebody does, and you want to make a positive impact, because that's what we're here about, is making positive impact in other people's lives.
And
right?
I do want to say this, a lot of people have said that, well, I don't have breast cancer. It's coming to everybody's family. Wherever it is in the world, you know, just like people that are on drugs or killed or thieves, it's in everybody's family somewhere, either before you or after you. It's just there. It's called life. So help out, you know, to be able to help someone.
Well, thank you, Stephanie, for being on the podcast today. And this is the Voice of Vision and Truth podcast. If you would like to connect with your girl, Robin Shockley, to tell your story and bring awareness to the community all across the world, make sure you connect with me and we will make this happen. All right? What do I always say? If you think a thing, you believe a thing. If you believe it, you will achieve it. Just like my girl, Stephanie Boyd, is doing here today. Y'all be blessed.
Bye.
Get focused, get noticed, move forward.